What's up, everyone? Got another comic book review for you. Just realized that the last one I did a little bit ago with the X-Men Legends issue 1, that was like a 22-minute review. It's 22 minutes of my first review, and I made it like so long that no one would want to watch it anyway. But anyway, if you enjoy my rambling, here's another one. Here's another one that I really love. I promise I'm not just gonna do comics that I just love because then you'll know exactly what I'm going to say. But this one, it's too good. It came out like a month ago, but I finally got around to reading it, and I had some spare time, so I finally caught up on stuff. Daredevil, 27 issues in Chip Zdarsky's run, so great, so great. Probably the best book on the shelves right now. I love Daredevil right now. And I have never been like the biggest Daredevil fan. I love the Netflix show. Watched it with my dad. My dad don't like nothing, so Daredevil is a compelling character if my dad likes it. And I think Chip Zdarsky's run has often been compared to maybe like could have been like another season of Daredevil. It really has. It's got a lot of the same characters, a lot of the same themes. But Daredevil, he's a great character, and a lot of great writers have had really good runs on him. I love this artist too. He's probably the main reason I got with this book. Chip Zdarsky just did Marvel 2-in-1 for a year with the Human Torch and the Thing. I loved that whole thing. And Marco Checchetto, I've been an avid follower of his art since the Gamora miniseries he did like 4 years ago or something. Great artist, great Marvel artist. Makes everyone look awesome, makes everyone look really beautiful. Elektra right here, I love how he draws her hair really big. Makes all the guys look really hot. I think that's the joke that people like saying about him, but no, it's awesome. Uh, and with this Daredevil issue 27, it's tying into the King in Black event right now. And I know that makes so much writers angry when they have to stop what they're doing in the middle of their story and tie it into the event book that's happening. Like a lot of writers really don't like that. Uh, I was almost disappointed when I knew Daredevil would be tying into King in Black, even though I'm reading King in Black. So it's not like I'm confused or anything, but it's like I love Daredevil so much. It's like don't slow the story down. It's totally not. He is using it to his advantage better than I've seen anyone do. So great. So gonna get right into it. Got Marco Checchetto doing the Elektra story in this, and then also very good artist Mike Hawthorne doing the Daredevil stuff. So spoiler review. Spoiler. Go out and buy this book. Go and buy the book. Okay, you bought the book. You read it. Now let's get into this. So gonna open up with Kingpin. Kingpin feeling bad because obviously with King in Black happening right now, got a bunch of symbiote dragons raining hell down on the city right now, and Kingpin right now is the mayor of New York City, which has been a thing since Secret Empire from a few years ago. But it's made for some really great stories, having the criminal Kingpin, of crime as the mayor of New York. It's pretty great. I love it. And since Vincent D'Onofrio, his portrayal of Kingpin in the Daredevil Netflix show, I love Kingpin. He's awesome. I hear Vincent's voice when I read his dialogue. It's so cool. And he's wondering where Typhoid Mary is because it's happening in the story as of recent issues. Typhoid Mary now heads Kingpin security, but last episode. Episode, I think it's the show. Last issue, Typhoid Mary kind of she got caught up with fighting the symbiotes and got taken by them. So she doesn't look like a venomized Typhoid Mary, so I guess nullified is the word because these Knull symbiotes are a little different, a little more monstrous. And I like I said, I buy almost every book I'd say that Marco Checchetto does the interior pages for, and I've never seen him be able to stretch his horror chops like this before. That is the stuff of nightmares. That is awesome. I'm really happy for him. He's got a great gig, and I think he's been a great artist for years, but with this book and being pretty popular for being so good, 27 issues in, it is drawing a lot of eyes on Marco that he definitely deserves. Great artist, great Italian artist. Yeah, does a great job. He does a lot of 3D rendering. Especially, I noticed it being done really poorly. I don't know if that's him. He mostly does characters, puts them in great poses, puts them in cool action scenes, really good with anatomy and that sort of stuff. 3D rendering, not really any good examples. Yeah, like this building or this beam coming up from that angle. It's that don't look too bad, but it's whatever. Going down here, Elektra is Daredevil right now in the book because Daredevil is in prison. Daredevil committed a murder. He didn't do it on purpose, but it's been eating him alive, and that's really been clashing with his morals and his Catholic faith. And so he turned himself in to make amends, and he's going to do his time. Elektra is now taking up the mantle as Daredevil to protect Hell's Kitchen, and it's showing to be more difficult than she thought. It wasn't just going to be Elektra swinging in and showing Matt Murdock what's what. Yeah, she's struggling now. She's facing these monsters. This is like, whoa. Elektra she'd never be sticking her her neck out to save random people like this if she wasn't trying to live up to Daredevil's ideals. So pretty great what's happening right now. It's not lame at all either. Elektra is there. I'm surprised it's never been done before, but I guess that's an original idea. And this costume, just look at that. Look how cool that looks. That is definitely one of the best, if not the best, costume redesigns, in recent years. That looks really cool. Elektra is a ninja, so female ninja Daredevil. It's so cool. Even her size, because a sai is her weapon, and they're not sharp either. They're all blunt. So because Daredevil doesn't kill, so she's not going to kill people. Super, super cool. So anyway, she's rescuing this little girl. Her mom got nullified too. So I don't know who she is. I feel like I should know who she is, but she's never appeared in this series before, and I've read the whole thing up to this point. So so 3 people who are watching this, if you know who she is, and she's, tell me. If she's a new character, then that would make sense. But so then we go into the prison. Daredevil got infected with a nullified symbiote. I love this image. It's inside his head. He's trying to fight this thing from taking over his body. And then in the real world, he's pretty much in the same pose. 2 security guards also got nullified. And Knull is basically, he's the king in black. He's the god of the symbiotes. He's trying to extinguish all light. It's pretty much everything that stands against Matt Murdock and what he believes in. So they're having this really great exchange inside Matt Murdock's mind. And Matt Murdock saying, I don't want this. You're the devil. I'm a man of God. And Knull says, reductive, foolish, I see your heart. You welcome the devil. And that's kind of the big thing with Matt Murdock. A lot of his friends are concerned about him. They think Daredevil is just his excuse to be violent and to beat up criminals and be a violent person. But Daredevil, he loves being Daredevil, and he's really had to question himself and question those same things. But he knows that he believes that God wants him to be Daredevil, to do good for other people. Matt Murdock says, I strive to live in God's light. And Knull tries to tell him it's my light, Knull's light. Matt Murdock says no, he resists. Really cool. Even Knull is impressed. He says, being across the universe, across millennia have tried to resist me to no avail, but Matt Murdock did it. He's total alpha. I love that stuff. So this, for Matt Murdock fighting these 2 symbiotes, that's what we get to see, but we also know it's a battle of morals inside Matt's head. I'm a Christian man of faith, so I love this stuff. That's a big draw for me. I love Matt Murdock staying true to his beliefs, true to his morals, and staying in the light of God to resist something so evil. Pretty much the devil, trying to take over, and throwing down with them. We see this shot of this other inmate in the prison, this big black dude who was last issue. It just ruined the issue. This part where this guy started lecturing Matt Murdock of his white privilege in prison, and Daredevil's like, what do you want me to do? It was a good issue, but that was an annoying part. But there that guy is, seeing what's going on, seeing Daredevil put his life on the line to stop these things. And then we're going back to Elektra fighting a nullified Typhoid Mary. That is a 3D rendered beam. It's huge, this big old cross beam she's on swinging. Don't look too bad until you get down here, and it's like that's the same. It's the same image, and it's like you didn't get the depth perception right for it to look like it should be hitting her that way. Like it looks like it should be going a little farther. It should be angled more that way. But what do I know? Anyway, so she takes out Typhoid Mary temporarily, has to run up this building, save the little girl from getting killed by her mom who's been taken over. You know, then Typhoid Mary just swoops in and kills them because I guess because they're crazy, they're evil, they're monsters. She wants to kill both these the little girl and Elektra, you know, in the name of Knull. And Elektra knows she's outmatched. She doesn't know what to do. Back to Matt, you know, Knull is trying to convince Daredevil to give in. And then inside Matt's mind, he's in costume again as Daredevil. And Matt says, "You think you're a god, but you're a fool. I'm not just Matt Murdock, I'm Daredevil." And I'm like, damn, he's so cool. He's such an alpha. He doesn't give up. I know that's just one of the coolest things about him. You know, he takes out these security guards, you know, kicks that guy clean through the wall. It's amazing. And then, but they think he's one of the bad guys. They start shooting at him. You know, and so then Matt has to flee. He doesn't know what to do. That guy says he should just escape. But Matt is thinking to himself, I'm here to make amends, to do what's right, so my soul knows freedom. I love that. I relate to that a lot. That's something I ponder a lot because that's one of the many things I love about being a Christian is knowing that we serve something higher, that we serve a higher purpose, and that we actually practice virtues and then hopefully can become more virtuous, if that makes sense, to be in God's light. I love that inner struggle. So then going back to Kingpin, he's sick of sitting here waiting around. He may be the mayor, but he's still Kingpin. He's like, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to fight these guys because the citizens need to see their mayor in action. Very heroic of Kingpin. The security guy, also a big guy. You know, he tells him, like, I can't let you leave. Kingpin, he may be the mayor, but he's still Kingpin. He says, who among you should I kill first? They just step aside because they know he's gonna, you know, he's just gonna beat them senseless or something. And he goes, I thought so. He's going out. He's gonna take out some symbiotes. And in Daredevil goes to the electric chair, the good old electric chair, puts it on. He's like, he's gonna kill himself. You know, you'd rather die than be an agent of evil for this devil-like creature. And that was reminded me of The Exorcist. Spoiler for The Exorcist, if you haven't seen The Exorcist, of when the priest gets possessed by the evil, much like how Daredevil is being possessed. He has an extremely short window of opportunity to kill himself. And he does it immediately. He doesn't even think about it. So that's what that reminded me of. And then Knull, one last time. Now he appears in his mind. Yes, Matthew, no one can fight forever except those who live forever. He's trying to tempt Matt Murdock. And you know that the possession is almost complete now that Knull is appearing in his own mind. And so now Daredevil is being aided by the other inmate who saw Daredevil, you know, risk his life to save all of them. He knows that Daredevil is being a hero. Now he's actually going to help him accomplish this thing he's trying to do. And really, really powerful stuff. You know, Daredevil says, well, I believe, so I will live. And that's, you know, to me, I interpreted that as a clear reference to the Bible of our, you know, believing in Christ and to not perish, but have eternal life. And so really, really good stuff. You know, throws the switch, gets rid of the symbiote. So fortunately it worked. It did not kill Daredevil, even though I'm sure that the risk was known to him and he was willing to take it. Daredevil says, see, forever is easy if you have faith. Just what a guy. What a guy, that Matt Murdock. Just great stuff. And meanwhile, back to Elektra. just getting knocked around by this possessed typhoid Mary. She realizes she's outmatched, so she pretty much makes it look like she's killing herself, throws herself out the window and lands on a car, and she jumps down. She's like, "Oh, she's dead." It's like, "Well, I'm done now. Now, okay, Knull, I'm gonna join your army. I'm out of here." And a little girl shows back up, and she's like, "Whoa!" And Elektra goes, like, "Yeah, I just made it appear like I was dead. I slowed my breathing and stopped my heart." I love that quick explanation. It's like, we ain't got time for that. This is 20 full pages of story. She's like, "Hey, ninja training. I don't have to explain shit." So that really was a really quick explanation. Oh, that doesn't look good though. I'm not a fan of that effect of like, oh, she's wearing a flannel, so it's that very even pattern on her shirt, even though it's clearly folded. It kind of takes me out. I gotta look away from that. That's bad. I'm not gonna put that on Marco. I don't know who did that. So don't do that again though. But everything else looks good. Yeah, the car. That's not a 3D rendered car. I drew that car because Elektra had to land in it. She's kind of been thinking like, wow, Daredevil's fighting an uphill battle. So being Daredevil is stupid, you know. But sometimes it couldn't hurt to try. Yeah, the little girl's mom just died, so she's doing the Daredevil thing and giving her a hug. So pretty brutal that even Elektra, as cynical as she is going through some awesome character development here. That being Daredevil that's rough. There's a lot more to it than just saving people's lives. There's this kind of stuff, and it's brutal. So really awesome job by Chip Zdarsky and the artists Marco Checchetto and Mike Hawthorne. Look at that costume. I can't get over how cool Elektra Elektra's Daredevil costume looks like. It's so cool looking. That's next issue. And yeah, really, really great job at using the King in Black story to your advantage. So definitely go check this series out. I love pretty much every issue. Some issues of this series are better than others, as you'd expect, but pretty much when Marco Checchetto does the artwork, you know everything's gonna look good. And yeah, great issue. Thanks for watching. Bye.